Welcome back. As I mentioned, we have Dan Daly here and Grace Carpenter on behalf of the Fit Brain Club. Well, welcome both of you. How are you?
Doing well, thank you.
Great to see you again,
Great
Lisa.
to see you, and we just saw you.
That's right, on Monday for singing.
She's doing all of the fill-ins for Sunshine right now while she's
Very
recovering.
nice.
So all good. So thanks and welcome
Thank
back
you.
again. So the Fit Brain Club, it's an important part of our community. And we were just talking a little bit off camera that sometimes you just don't know that a loved one or even yourself are experiencing any of the failures of your cognitive abilities.
Right.
And so just tell me a little bit about how, you are directly with the Alzheimer's Association here in Orange County.
Right, I've been with them now 9 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I call on physicians, from neurologists to geriatricians, internists. And it's really to educate them on the programs and services we can provide.
Great.
Especially to their patients and the families of those patients.
Right.
Because it's a real challenging situation to be in.
Well, it is, and we were talking a little off camera that you just never really know if somebody's going through a cognitive decline,
whether
right?
it's age appropriate or
Right,
whether,
so you just don't really know, right?
Right.
And so now you're involved with the Fit Brain Club. How? You met Sunshine, or how did it come about?
Exactly. Well, yes, I knew that Sunshine had the club, and it was very helpful. My husband and I would go to the meetings, and at every meeting, whether we went all the way over, it wasn't all the way, but to Orange County, Alzheimer's on Fridays for couples meetings, or whether we came to the Fit Brain Club once a month, everything you do, every step you take gets you closer to acceptance, understanding, and you have to get out of denial.
Yeah.
I always say denial is more than a river in Egypt. You got to get out of denial and get there, right, Dan?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. A lot of denial because of the fact that early on, a lot of families, they don't want to admit that something's wrong with Dad or Uncle Harry. And what they do is they'll make excuses, and that's the worst thing you can do.
Yeah.
So even though there isn't a cure for it, there are all kinds of treatments available to slow down the onset of it.
Right.
But you got to move fast on it, and that's the key.
Right, exactly. Now, there are some things that are associated with, Alzheimer's. Possibly someone's going to need care. Well, that's going to cost money, right? So your next meeting is really all about finances and how to prepare yourself for something like this. So Grace, tell me about the meeting itself and where it's going to be.
Well, it's going to be in Clubhouse 1 in the art room. Very easy, straight in, park your car, go straight in, no fee, it's free. And you'll be with other people there who really are in the same place that you are and getting this information, especially women. We are targeted every day with either phone calls or whatever that are very, very scary because we don't know, are these people trying to help us with our finances or not?
Yes.
So these two women, this can a life-changing meeting. For me, the first time I went, I was like, oh my God, I got so much information, and now I just know you don't answer those emails.
So there are scams that are obviously involved in some of this. Tell me about the speakers. You mentioned there were a couple of ladies that are going to be there.
Right. The topic will be financial wellness, and there are two women from Council on Aging, the Senior Protection Program.
Okay.
I noticed one of them, Kelly Morris. She won't be there. However, there'll be a Morgan Paget from the Pacific Law Center who will be taking her place, along with Karen Rossi.
I see.
And they're going to talk about the how wealth and the side effects of wealth, the emotional and physical well-being. And I actually planning for some catastrophic events that can cause incapacitation. And you have to have a plan in order to activate that whenever a deleterious situation develops.
Exactly. And like you were saying, you just don't necessarily know when
Right.
that is going to
That's
be.
right.
So yeah, it can be pretty scary, especially like you said, time is of the essence because
Yes.
it can go very quickly. Like
Yes.
one
Sure.
one week your
Yes.
parent is doing great, and then the next week they
plummet.
totally change. Yeah,
plummet.
and then it goes fast,
Yeah.
which is really scary. Now you had mentioned that there are some treatments out there. Where can people find that information?
They can go to our website, alzoc.org,
Okay.
and there'll be a list of various treatments that they can go through.
Okay.
And not the least of which is diet and exercise are the keys. As far as modifying your lifestyle, lifestyle has a lot to do with it. If you have a high intake of sugar, sugar is very toxic to the brain, in addition to causing other problems with diabetes.
Right.
But collectively, you got to get a hold of a diet.
Yeah.
And Mediterranean diet is probably the best diet out there.
Right.
Exercise, you don't have to run a marathon, but a half hour per exercise, minimum 3 days a week. Could be gardening, could be walking.
Yeah.
Socialization is key.
Right.
And music,
anything to,
music,
yeah,
music.
And music, right? Because we talked about that. Yeah.
anything to do with the exercise of the brain, very, very important.
Right. And I know every month you guys do have a meeting in which you have been here many, many times, and you talk a lot about how they're working on the brain, and there's lots of different things. And you mentioned the last time we were meeting together was, going to the center
Yes.
and being able to have
Yes.
music. And music is something that you don't necessarily need words for. You can
That's
certainly
right.
just listen to the tones and things
Exactly,
like that.
and everything comes back to them,
Right.
and it's all imprinted in their brains.
Right.
And it's amazing. And then if you're with other couples, like they gave us the benefit at Alzheimer's meetings on Fridays to with other couples.
Right, right.
And it's so good because especially for men, we think of women more as the patients, but the men, it's so hard for a man. And when they see other men, like we're in couples groups, other men that have it, it's reassuring for them.
Yeah.
Sure,
They're
it brings,
not alone, sure.
brings comfort to
Yes.
them. They're
Yeah.
not alone on that journey,
Right.
which is very important. One other thing I might add to these women who are going from the Council on Aging, they're also going to talk about wealth and the side effects of wealth. If you say you win the lotto, or you have had inherited a lot of money,
Okay.
and if you go and you flip and you start purchasing all kinds of assets, that's the biggest mistake you can make.
Oh, interesting.
Because those, whether it be a car, whether it be a cottage somewhere, those are going to depreciate over a period of time.
Okay.
If you invest that money soundly, you're going to see appreciation. So they're going to talk about that as well.
Okay, that's great.
The other thing they'll talk about is fraud. And
Yeah.
people are very susceptible as they age.
Exactly.
And
Yep. Oh, yeah.
especially if
Scams
they
everywhere.
have inherited money, a great deal of money, they
Careful.
can't wait to spend it, or they can't wait to tell somebody about it.
Oh, sheesh.
And that's a huge mistake.
Yeah, they just need to keep quiet about it. So let's look at the information one more time. It's going to be on October 10th at 10 a.m., Clubhouse 1 in the art room, and it is free to attend, and your refreshments are by Adapt Tours.
Yes.
So we just love Leslie over there. So awesome. Well, thank you so much for the information.
Thank you, Lisa.
All right, Lisa,
you.
nice to see you again.
Nice
Thank
to
you.
see you too. Thank you. And of course, if you want more information about the event, or if you have questions about Alzheimer's, you can go to fitbrain.us or alzoc.org. We'll be right back.